pivot with them too.
Always.
Because no client is the same. No family is the same. No client's the same. And so something like we might be doing something that works really well. We actually just did it today. We might be doing something that works really well for a milieu. Like Alex will take them all on like jogs or hikes or do like a workout class. And some kids might love that. And that might be great for their mental health. And some kids might hate it and not love it.
You're listening to Beyond the Window, where today's episode will pull back the curtains on teen mental health treatment. We're taking you inside our residential program for teen girls, where healing isn't about one-size-fits-all solutions, but meeting each client exactly where they are. Today, join Clinical Director Carla Fernandez, Primary Clinician Alex Achaboni, and Director of Education Deanna Ruby as they share what breakthrough moments really look like. Let's listen in.
Welcome to Beyond the Window. My name is Carla Fernandez, and I am the Clinical Director for Ventana Teen Treatment. And in the studio with me today, we have Deanna Ruby, our Director of Education at Ventana Teen, and our Primary Clinician, Alex Achaboni. All right, so we're here today to just kind of talk about teen mental health and navigating the mental health system for teens, which I think are huge common questions that we often get. One of the big ones that I think that we do get pretty often is just how we navigate teen mental health at Ventana and what makes us stand out, what's different about our program. So, I mean, I have all sorts of good things to say, but what do you guys think? What do you guys think about our program and kind of how we navigate on the day-to-day basis?
I think our approach stands out because we meet the clients where they're at, and we are really flexible in the things that we do, whether it's changing the groups to meet their specific needs, or Mr. B in the classroom I should have called you Mr. B.
That's okay.
In the classroom, like just meeting the clients where they're at and meeting the families where they're at.
Totally. And I think even just navigating like the mental health system in general, a lot of the calls that I do get from parents, they have no idea what's going on. They have no idea like where to start or if it is even at a level where they might need residential care. What does residential care look like? Is it like a hospital? Is it, an institution? I think that is a big one. So I think being able to be the person that each parent like speaks to and really do like a warm handoff as they come into our program, even though, I'm there, but also just introducing them, giving them education and like helping them through it the entire time, I think is huge for us just because it's a scary time for a lot of families. So I think that's a huge, huge piece, but also just our education department.
I was thinking as a parent, what is it that would make me, where is the line? So when you said, as a parent, what would you take to get to a place where you'd want to put your child in residential? And I think that scary part about it all, I think even before we opened the house and we were thinking about what kind of program we'd have, and, the word I hear over and over again, I use it all the time in the classroom, and I hear you say it a lot, is pivot. So when you say we kind of change as we go and to meet their needs, I think that is like the most important thing that I could say with the program as well.
We pivot with them, too.
Always.
Because no client is the same. No family is the same. No client's the same. And so something, like we might be doing something that works really well. We actually just did it today. We might be doing something that works really well for a milieu. Like Alex will take them all on like jogs or hikes or do like a workout class. And some kids might love that. And that might be great for their mental health, and some kids might hate it and not love it, and they might find like they did poetry, so now they want to do all of this like creative flow and poetry and kind of express their emotions in a really deep and meaningful way through different modalities. So I think we and then they asked us, of course, like, can we do this some more? Is this okay? And of course we'll do that, right? And even with parents, I mean, just thinking of a few clients that we have right now, we've had a client for quite some time, and it seems like every couple of weeks, it's like a different chapter and something new and something different, and this is not working, and what about this? And we're just pivoting with the parents too, like assuring them, hey, that's okay. Like, this wasn't working. We're going to try something different. Or maybe it worked, and it kind of took its time. It's all done now, and where do we go to next? And so having all of these can-do attitudes, I think, is really important for the parents because they're coming to us at a time where they're so lost and they don't know what to do for their child. I think also really stands out with us. I know a lot of the time they have questions about like the severity of their child's behaviors, and also just calling us and being met with like normalization of this is what we do. Like, this is, no, but you don't get it. They're really, they have a lot of attitude, or they run, or they get really like verbally aggressive. This is what we do. Like, we work with this, and this is how we do it, and these are the modalities that we use. I think is a huge part that I like to emphasize.
Go ahead. I was going to say, I think the environment
That's what I was going to say.
as well, like just that it is a home and
Yeah.
that it's more intimate. It allows us to be very hands-on, like you said, pivoting.
Totally.
We can meet the client's needs, and it just feels like a home versus some other facilities that are much larger and have more kids. It's very, we really get to know the kids on a personal level, and like you said, finding out what they like, what works for them, what doesn't work for them, and making those adjustments as needed.
I was thinking the exact same thing,
Yeah.
Alex, because it is a home. It doesn't
It
just
looks
look
like
like
a
a home. It is a home.
Yeah.
And not only that, the kids, you do cooking with them, and you're teaching life skills besides mental health. The shopping,
Money, they do like the money
They get
outing
an
and
allowance,
Yeah.
for doing the things they're supposed to do, and it's
and then they have their little receipts where they're like, they always have the next thing in mind. So they're
Yeah.
like, how much money do I have left? And like, how much is that? And when can I get that? And what if I do this many points? Will I get that? Like, there's so much more at play there.
and also seeing the clients interact with each other. They're like a family.
Yes.
They bicker, they get along, they love each other, and when
Yeah.
one leaves,
Yeah.
they all are so sad. And don't forget to write and
Yeah,
call me,
exchange
and,
numbers, and
so
yeah.
they really do make some deep connections on top of getting the help they need.
It's also really cool.
Sorry.
No, you're okay. It's also really cool. Thank you for mentioning that, because it's also really cool to help foster these relationships, because they're so used to having really negative relationships, or, for lack of better terms, toxic relationships, verbally aggressive relationships, domestic violence relationships, like all sorts of relationships that they see at home or they see at school. And then in real time, we are able to hold conversations that are healthy and correct behaviors, and kind of give them insight as to, hey, the way that you're speaking is not working, and this is why, and let's try it over and over and over again.
Boundaries with love.
Yeah, totally.
I think,
Totally. Gentle, kind, respectful, loving approach, but still very
Yes.
firm on this is how we do it, and this is why.
And it's funny, it's almost like a hierarchy with them as well, because the clients know that you are the ultimate answer. So they'll sometimes go to people, like other people that are working in the house first to test out, can I do this, right?
Yeah, and they're
Well,
like,
no, we're going to have to ask Carla. And
Yeah.
then they're like, they've asked, they go
That's so
behind.
true.
And,
I've
right?
actually tried, yes, absolutely. But I try to still be like, well, did you ask, Marissa, did you ask Deanna? Like, why are you asking me? Well, and I'm like, yeah, but we are all, but totally. You can see them doing what they would do with their parents.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is a healthy thing to see, Anyway.
Or even doing things like, oh, she wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
Or that Alex would be upset if I did that.
Right.
Like, they start to really think, and grow connection with us, which I think is important. But then also we are able to hold like that professional boundary, and then just have these really like reparative and experiential moments with them, which I think is important.
What I think I love about our house as well is like some of the life skills you talked about, like the chore wheel that we have.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
those are things that they are not doing at home. And
Yeah.
like we're helping facilitate that constant practice. And, sometimes their mental health is impacting their ability to complete those, functional things. And we're allowing a space for them to consistently practice that and build better habits that they can take at home. And that's a lot of what we do with the parents, right? Is giving them that coaching and helping them set the boundaries and expectations for when they return home.
A big part of that too, I think, like, for example, I had an assessment earlier today where the dad was basically like warning me about, this, like, she just gets really triggered by A, B, and C, and then she won't do what I'm asking her to do. And so basically I held space for that, of course, but also then like educated, like we do follow through, right? We have so many women in the house that are involved, clinicians, mental health techs, myself. So we have obviously like the woman power, and also the patience and the modalities that work. So it's like, yeah, maybe they don't want to do it, and then we're gonna give them space, meet them where they at, do some coping skills, explore what is so triggersome, and then revisit it again every single day. Where of course, like, a parent is not always gonna have all this time and energy to do that. or even more so educate them on the reason this triggers you so much is some traumatic event. We're going to piece that through and then get back to the behavior, so it's, I think, slowing down with them and providing them that too goes a long way. Then they go home and they are able to readily take that on with their parents because they now understand themselves better or, have the skills to do so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Out of all of the modalities that we use, obviously we use CBT, we use DBT, we've tried narrative therapy, we've tried somatic therapy. We bring basically anything that feels like it would work for the clients and tailoring to where they are. What do you think is your favorite to run, in a group setting? What is, just your favorite?
That's a good question. I really enjoy CBT.
Yeah.
Because I think getting them to understand the connection between how I'm thinking and feeling and then how that's impacting your actions and seeing their process and reframing some of the negative thinking patterns that they're having and making the connections with how I'm feeling is directly impacting the way I'm behaving and that I'm in control of that. I think it's empowering to them to recognize that just because they're feeling this way does not mean that they have to act this way and that they have power to change that.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy running that group and just seeing from the day that they get there until the end, the progress and their ability to reframe some of those negative thoughts.
Yeah, on their own.
On their own, yeah.
Totally.
It's very empowering for them.
I love the empowering piece too because I think we try to instill that in them every day with every choice. It's we're empowering them to take this on for themselves.
Yeah, I think a lot of them when they come to us, they feel very much like this is out of their control when in reality they have so much control and what are you doing with that control right now?
Shifting the perspective. Totally. I love trauma. I love trauma and transgenerational or intergenerational trauma. Love it because it's almost there's a light bulb that goes off and they're this is why I act this way, or yeah, you're right, this makes me feel this way, and then I do this, and it's a beautiful connection. And then with intergenerational trauma, it's a hit and miss depending on kind of the milieu and their development, both chronologically and emotionally, and their age, obviously. But I think when they get it, they're wow, this has been going on in my line, or my lineage for years, and it could stop with me, or I could be the difference, or I can change, or I can help, and just change their narrative and kind of where their life is going down. I think it's huge. But then also, I wanted to kind of just talk about the modalities that you all use in our classroom because they go to school with you every day. There's a chunk of time with the director of education and the school liaison that they get with you all, which also works really well.
That piece, that's my heart. I've been teaching forever, and I end up falling in love with these clients, and they start off with whatever they can do and whatever they can't. But when we first opened, if you remember back, we would just go, the benefit of having a classroom teacher, I was in the classroom forever, if we were taking a walk and they were interested in the leaves. So I did a whole unit on
I remember that.
Botany and photosynthesis and everything. But I think for me, watching them open up, because a lot of them have been really hurt in school, that's been a really triggering place. They don't feel seen by their teachers. They may have conflict with their friends. And in our classroom, which is a classroom, because we have all the things that would be in a classroom, they're safe. There's no judgment, and they're girls that are almost 18, 17, and they don't know how to multiply or divide, or they have trouble reading, and no one's making fun of it. So again, back to that pivot, we just start wherever they need, and we work with them. And the beautiful thing about it really is same thing. If they're interested in art, we explore big units in art, or they like science, or whatever it is, we add to that. So school does go year-round with us, but our program during the holiday seasons are much more driven by their interests and their needs.
So fun. And I remember last year a lot of creative things too, or creative, yes, but also math is thrown in there. I remember you all did the build a restaurant piece,
restaurant.
and then but you also cooked and did the pizza, and then you also did the menu, but they got to decorate it, but then also what is the prices? It's incorporating all of these different pieces.
Well, that's what we try to do, is make it as hands-on as possible.
Yeah.
Because it's like going back to foundational skills,
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
and making it meaningful for
Yeah.
them. And, I mean, that's what you're doing all day, right?
Yeah.
At the
And I
house
think
anyway.
like they maybe don't see it as like this is like also mental health work, right? Because it is the educational part of the day. But also like from the outside looking in, I see a huge increase in their like self-esteem and then in their confidence and like feeling good about it being in the classroom. Like right now we have the client that just wants to work all the time.
Yes.
Can I work in the
Through
morning?
every
Can I work
break?
at,
Lunch,
I don't
dinner?
have to I don't have to go to lunch right now. I'll do this first. Or can I work in the nighttime? Like she feels so empowered and able, and she wasn't even going to school. She's
I was
been
gonna say.
refusing going to school.
And she's
Yeah.
making up many years in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
So that's an accelerated
And
version
she's
of
so
what she was doing.
excited. She'll like
Yeah.
come and tell all of us like, "Oh, I just finished my test and I did so good." Or last week she had like this CPR piece
Yeah.
and she went and told
Yeah.
all of us about it and was just like so excited.
They're very proud of their
Yeah.
accomplishments. That's
Very
what's
proud of themselves.
really wonderful to
Yeah,
see.
it's huge.
And yeah, I love seeing that as well. And they like to share what they're doing. And most of them, I would say, the biggest portion of
Yeah.
clients that come to us have had a really bad experience. We've
Yeah.
had a few that are super smart and,
Yeah.
and you know,
Just going, yeah.
they do what they need to do or they don't. But I think when you said choice every day, that kind of rang for me as well, because there's no consequence if they don't do their work. There's no consequences if they just sit. They're not going to be sent to the principal's office, you know. We just give them the time out and then they can, or they want to see you or you, and then they come back in and whatever. So, I mean, it's the best situation for education because they're getting all the help that they could get.
I also think with that, sorry to interrupt
Yeah,
you.
that's
I
okay.
think with that too, what we do or what I've often done with clients that are having a hard time, I can think of a few off the top of my
Yeah.
head, going to school and they don't want to go.
Right.
It then turns into a conversation, not about like consequences in terms of like the house, but like your own natural consequences, right? Like it's like, okay, how come? What's going on? What do you lose out on? You know, what do you have to do now if you miss all of these days? What are your parents going to say? Like, what's going to, how do you make this up? And then it's like, oh, shoot, you know, like maybe I should go or maybe I should ask. And usually it's a different piece. It's like, I don't know how to ask for help. I feel really dumb in there. Or like I shut down because what they're talking about, I don't understand. And then it turns into, let's use our communication. And as soon as they can use it, they want to be in there.
Yeah.
But it's we have the time to then address in that moment what's going on and then get them right back into the classroom setting.
And we've had some times where they've come in fighting from before and come into the classroom still fighting amongst themselves, right?
Hot,
Yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah, that's always been fun. But yeah, I mean, I really do feel like they love the program and I feel like they're very appreciative.
Yeah.
And I feel like they come into class wanting to do what they can, as much as they can, to make up whatever they might have missed as well.
Yeah. And I think like how you said, I really do feel like they love the program. Like obviously we love our program. So we're like, everyone loves it. But I can really tell like we're doing something and we're doing really good work when I have repeat parents
Yes.
or repeat clients.
Yes.
They're like, they will not go anywhere else. Like we tried A, B, and C after, or, you know, they did so much better. However, they're still struggling with this piece, but they just want to go to you guys. They miss so-and-so. They miss this and that.
Yep.
And then they come and it's so much love. Like they're like so excited to be there with us. And they know like the rules in the group and there's a lot of work to be done, but they really appreciate being there and they feel safe.
And they tell all the other clients as well, this place is great.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to love it here. And, you know,
Which works out great when like the other client is struggling and they're like, I don't want to be here. I hate it. But then there's like a person that has already been here. They're like, just give it a minute. Like you're going to love it.
it's like the sibling that's gone away for college and is home for break or something, you know?
Yeah, which is super cool to see.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing too. Like when clients leave our facility, it's like change their perspective on school and therapy. It's like therapy doesn't have to be a scary thing. School doesn't have to be a place that they hate to go to. It can be this really positive experience, and I think that's what I see a lot of the clients leaving with, like their desire to continue therapy and their desire to go to school and change. And I think that's because of the type of environment that we foster with the school.
It changes the narrative.
Absolutely.
I think like a lot of I would say maybe a little less than, half of the people that we get that come to us, they're coming to us having already had a really negative experience with therapy. It was either court mandated, or they are foster youth, or they were removed, or there's an active case, or something, right? Something was forced upon them, and then they're just thrown into this therapy, and they're like, what is this even, right? So I think when they come to us, and we kind of just like shift it a little bit and meet them again where they are, but then also do the really heavy work. They're like, oh, this is nice. I feel heard. I feel seen. I feel safe. I feel good. And then when they leave, they're like, can I take you with me? But it's like,
they always say that.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of therapists like this everywhere you can continue with.
Or can I email you? Can you come stay with me? Yeah.
Totally. So when we were on our way over here, one of our clients obviously was like, can I be part of it? I want to be in there. Can I see it? You better she told you this, that you better shout us out.
Yeah.
So,
well, we want to give a great big shout out to our clients.
Woo! Our amazing, funny, silly, compassionate, and so smart clients back at the house.
Yes, and we couldn't do this without you.
We could not.
They make the house what it is.
They
It's
do.
just so fun to come to work every day, knowing that they're going to be there. And you get to work with them every day.
Totally.
Right.
Thank you for joining us inside Beyond the Window, a La Ventana treatment podcast. For more insights on adolescent mental health treatment, subscribe and follow us.